What's going on, guys? We are back, baby, with another YouTube video, and today we have a very special video for you guys. With the Super Bowl being right around the corner, I wanted to show you guys some of the craziest sneakers that have been worn in Super Bowl halftime performances. And before we get into this, yes, I know players wear custom cleats all the time, and I also know that a lot of these celebrities performing at these halftime shows, they often wear designer sneakers and crazy stuff, but I'm mainly going to be focusing on Jordans and just sneakers in the sneaker community, not so much designer or like crazy custom boots or something like that, because if we did, we'd be here all day. The first one I wanted to cover was Justin Timberlake's performance in 2018, and let me tell you why these sneakers and this whole system of how this went down was actually really cool and changed the game completely. So Justin Timberlake was doing a collab with Nike, and they were dropping a few shoes with his name attached to it, but there's one shoe in particular that I wanted to touch on. And this one also hits home for a lot of sneakerheads. So in 2018, Justin Timberlake actually wore his own sneakers on stage, but they were not out yet. This was a Jordan 3 white cement with a Nike swoosh on it, and it was a Justin Timberlake and Jordan collab. But what makes this so special is while he was performing in these unreleased and unseen Justin Timberlake Jordan 3s, they actually dropped on the Nike sneakers app in the middle of the performance. So people watching at home or in the stands were actually able to secure this sneaker while he was performing and wearing them. And with the base of this collab sneaker being a Jordan 3 white cement, which is a grail for a lot of sneakerheads out there, this was super cool, and it actually kind of revolutionized sneakers and releases and stuff like that when it comes to people wearing them and performing. Let me explain. So nowadays, when people are performing at the halftime show, a lot of the sneakerheads will look at what sneakers they're actually wearing, because 9 times out of 10, they're gonna be an unreleased sneaker or something that the general public can just not get their hands on. And this leads me to the next one. Travis Scott wearing the Travis Scott Jordan 6 olives while he was performing. And at the time, these sneakers were just a rumor. Nobody knew if this sneaker was going to be an actual real collab or if this was something made like one of one or friends and family just for Travis Scott. But Travis Scott wore the Jordan 6 Travis Scott collab olive pair while he was performing, and this kind of confirmed a lot of doubts that sneakerheads had about this sneaker releasing. This sneaker was something that sneakerheads have never seen before. The colorway, the glow in the dark bottom, the side pocket for stashing whatever one might stash in that little pocket. But it was also cool to see Adam Levine come out rocking the Travis Scott Jordan 1s as well. I'm assuming they were gifted by Travis Scott himself. I mean, it's only right. You're performing with Travis Scott, so you gotta wear Travis Scott sneakers. Also, a little side note, I've done this series on TikTok multiple times where I talk about celebrities that you didn't know were sneakerheads. And Adam Levine is actually a very big sneakerhead, surprisingly. So maybe for him, it wasn't that weird wearing Travis Scott Jordans while performing. But to the general public, it was like, whoa, Adam Levine is wearing Travis Scott Jordans. This is a grail for a lot of sneakerheads out there. And then, just when we all thought that that was gonna be all, we saw the rapper Big Boy come out in the Jordan 3 Oregon PEs. And this is not a sneaker that anybody can just get their hands on. This is a grail sneaker. And for those of you who don't know what a PE is, let me break it down. When Jordan makes sneakers for a specific college or athlete or whatever, this is called a Jordan PE, okay? This sneaker was not mass produced. This sneaker was not made for the general public. This sneaker was solely made for that individual player or individual team or individual players on the team. They do not make a full-size run of these sneakers. They make them based on everybody's size who plays for the team, or they make 1 or 2 pairs for this individual athlete that they gift them to. That is what a PE is. So finding a sneaker like this in your size could be impossible, depending on what size you are, and depending if the athletes who got them want to give them up. And these Jordan 3 Oregon PEs that Big Boy was wearing in brand new condition sells for anywhere between $7,000 to $10,000. So people who aren't up on sneaker knowledge or sneaker culture or don't consider themselves a sneakerhead would never even know that he was wearing these extremely rare and extremely exclusive $10,000 Jordan 3 Oregon PEs. And the next sneaker on this list was another sneaker that was a rumor beforehand. Remember what I said about the Justin Timberlake slick sneakers. That kind of set the tone for a lot of these releases. So now sneakerheads and people watching the Super Bowl are looking at sneakers that these people are performing in, because that kind of gives them a little bit of confirmation that these sneakers are probably going to come out in the future. So they wear them on stage to kind of build the hype for this release. And this leads me to the next one. The Jordan 1 J Balvin's, worn by, of course, J Balvin while he was performing at the Super Bowl. And once again, these sneakers were nothing but literally just a rumor. Nobody knew what these sneakers were going to look like. People knew that there was going to be a collab with J Balvin and Jordan brand, but nobody really knew what these sneakers would look like until J Balvin wore these multicolored sneakers that nobody's ever seen. I mean, they were tie-dye, they had all these jagged cuts in the material, and they were crazy. And this brought so much hype around this sneaker, and nobody even knew when they were going to come out yet. And we as sneakerheads have never seen a Jordan 1 that has looked like this. Multicolored, just a crazy sneaker in general. So to see him wearing that sneaker was like, oh my gosh, that was cool, and that's going to be releasing soon. But nobody knew when. And then months and months down the line, those sneakers ended up releasing, and they were a big deal. Some people love them, some people hate them. It's all kind of opinionated. But me personally, I think the sneakers are pretty cool. And I also think it was super cool, kind of the unveiling of this sneaker. Instead of seeing like leaked images online or like official images posted by Nike or Jordan, we got to see them during the Super Bowl, like in full force. I don't know. To me, that's just a lot cooler than going on Instagram and seeing a picture of this sneaker and being like, oh, that's what it's gonna look like. And the last sneaker on this list was actually last year's Super Bowl. And with it being this recent, I want to ask you guys, did you catch this one? So during this performance, we saw Eminem, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg. It was a whole bunch of hip hop legends in one building performing. And Eminem was actually the one wearing these crazy sneakers. So last year, there was a whole bunch of hype around this particular sneaker that was going to be releasing, and that was the Air Jordan 3 Fire Red. This being a classic OG colorway, everybody wanted this sneaker to retro and come back, right? But it was just rumor. People didn't really know, and nobody also knew what the sneakers were going to look like, the shape, the materials, the cut of everything. And Eminem came out with his own custom made by Jordan brand, so I guess you could consider this like a PE, I guess, an Eminem Jordan 3. And the colorway was the Fire Red Jordan 3. But one of the details we saw that was different was the E on the tongue. We ended up seeing on the back tab, there was like a little name tag looking thing that says, hi, my name is, and then it says Slim Shady, referring to one of his songs, of course. And then they actually had a translucent sole. They had like a clear icy sole instead of a gray one. But this was super cool because this was able to build more hype by him wearing this sneaker for the general public to get the Fire Red Jordan 3. This was super cool because you kind of got a little first look. Same thing with the J Balvins. You got a little first look at what these sneakers are potentially going to look like. Even though they weren't the general release, they were the custom or PE version made by Jordan brand or Eminem. After the performance, of course, there was a few more leaked images of what these sneakers look like up close and personal. One of the coolest features on the inside of the tongue, it actually said Shady Records instead of having your standard size tag. And then on the other one, inside the tongue as well, there was like a hockey mask referring to old Eminem references. This was just super cool, and I think it's crazy that this sneaker is considered priceless. Since seeing Eminem wearing them on stage during the performance at halftime, nobody has ever had a real pair in hand since then. So therefore, they are priceless. They're only worth what somebody is willing to pay. Now, yes, there is plenty of fakes made of this sneaker, reps, UAs, whatever you want to call them, but there has never been an official pair on the market to even be sold. So these sneakers are technically priceless. And who knows how many pairs there is left in existence or how many pairs of this shoe there is total with the Eminem Slim Shady branding. After a full year, we have not seen that sneaker ever again. But we did get to see this release, and of course, you know I had to cop. Alright guys, that is pretty much it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. And there is a bunch more crazy sneakers or custom sneaker boots, whatever you want to call it. But these are just kind of my top 5 that I really liked as me being a sneakerhead. And let me know if I missed any crazy ones in the comments below. Maybe I missed a few. I don't know. But that being said, that's pretty much it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I post, because I do post a lot. Well, not recently, I haven't been posting that much, but usually I do. That being said, merch is on the way, guys. I know you guys have been waiting. I'm excited. I know you're excited. I have mock-ups and everything done. I'm starting the process of printing and getting materials and all the back end, you know, the business side. Yes, be ready for the next merch drop. These are sold out officially forever. You will never see this t-shirt ever again for sale anyway, unless it's on like eBay or something. But that being said, if you guys haven't already, check out my Instagram right here. I post every single day on Instagram. So when I miss a day on YouTube, I post it on Instagram. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Peace!